What's up, everybody? J Heat Sports Media coming at y'all again with that fire as always. Spitting the hot topics and getting the sports conversation started. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Football, basketball, and boxing. We still on boxing. Got to get back to the big fight coming up July 25th. Inoue versus Fulton. Let's talk about it. So, the big fight between Inoue and Fulton, I can't wait to see it. I know in my last video I talked about how Fulton is going to win the fight, or how I thought he would win the fight. I think some people may have thought that I'm rooting for Fulton. I really don't have a horse in the race, as they say, or, any skin in the game. But I just love a good boxing match. And the fact that this fight makes up half of the best week in boxing history, in my opinion, because there's, to my knowledge, never been two fights in the same week of this magnitude ever in the history of boxing. It's just something I'm looking forward to seeing. This is the first of two fights that could determine who's the best fighter in the world. A lot of people have Fulton as number one pound for, they have Inoue as number one pound for pound, at least number 2 or 3. And if you don't have them in your top 5, it's kind of like, do you watch boxing or you hate? That being said, I gave my impression of how Fulton could win this fight. But Inoue, his path's a little different. This guy at 5'5" is a very powerful and skilled fighter. A good amateur background, good amateur pedigree, has been champion in 3 different weight classes and was undisputed at 118 pounds. He's got power in both hands, but he knows how to use his jab. He knows how to fight inside and out. But to win this fight with Fulton, I think he needs to play towards the inside. He needs to muck it up a little bit, as they say, get physical with Fulton, get in close quarters with him as much as possible, because his body shots and when he starts working upstairs, because usually you go down low and then come up high once they drop those guards. Fulton we've seen in his fights that he can take some hits. He will get in sometimes and have some exchanges, beat you to your punch and try to get you to commit and counter or punch you before you punch him. But Inoue has enough speed and power where he might could beat Fulton a few times to those punches. And he definitely can take a punch, because we've seen him battle through some brawls, if you will, some serious injuries in a fight to still come away with a victory. He's a true warrior, and all of his country is going to be rooting for him. So he has no shortage of fans, very popular. And for those of you all who like the monster out there, I know you can't wait for the fight and are expecting him to win with flying colors, in spectacular fashion. I've heard people say early knockout, 5th, 6th round, 8th round. It's going to be tough. I do think the monster could stop Fulton inside of, I'd say, 10 rounds. I think Fulton's skill level is high enough that I think he won't go in the first 8 rounds, because he will keep Inoue honest with his technically sound skill level that he has. He'll be able to keep the monster off of him for a little bit. But I do think the monster will find a way around that. He'll be able to take a few of his punches, because Fulton does not have a lot of power. And I think once he gets it in close quarters, he could possibly hurt Fulton, especially the body shots. Look for the body. I think Fulton will protect his face a little bit more, but those body shots could do damage. And it could be a stoppage where we see Fulton go to his knee in like the 10th or 11th round from a big-time body shot. Even if it goes decision, Fulton has to win convincingly, in my opinion, because the home crowd is going to be cheering for Monster. The judges are going to try to call a fair fight, but the crowd can be influential. And I think if it's close, even though Fulton's the one with the 2 belts, Monster has the more decorated career, and I think he'll get a decision if it's real tight. So I think the Monster could win by decision or by knockout. And when I say I'm bringing up the home crowd, the judges being influenced, I'm in no way trying to say that Fulton would be getting robbed in that sense. I'm just saying if it's a real close fight, this happens with other fighters too. The more popular fighter, the more decorated fighter sometimes can get the benefit of the doubt. But I think Monster could just outright win it by unanimous decision or knockout. If I had to call it, I'd say the Monster with a stoppage around the 10th or 11th round body shot. Let me know what y'all think. All right, that's all the time I got. Y'all know what it is, and you know who you looking for. J-Heat Sports Media. Remember to like, subscribe, get at me in the comments. Let's go back and forth. Appreciate the support. Keep spreading the word. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, at The Vault JMU414 on Twitter. And of course, what's up TikTok? Holla at y'all next time.